All right, so I'm actually going to try to do two things at once. I'm going to hack something on one screen that I'm not ready to show yet, while hacking another thing that I am ready to show, just because it's kind of okay. So last time I was here, I was doing Lyric Odyssey, which is the storytelling thing based on music, right? Simple. It's not finished. I'm going to submit it yet, but I like this kind of rapid fire play with things. Tonight, I want to kind of recreate, if I can, something I saw in a museum about a year ago. So this is me drawing an airplane, and this is maybe closer to the finished version of it. And once it's done, I was able to upload the image, upload the video. I think it's in this one. It's able to upload it via scan somewhere. So this is just the plane I drew, and it then showed me in the museum. It then showed me the plane I drew, a slightly 3D version taking off and then flying. So this is it taking off. From whatever runway. And then all those other planes are not planes I drew. That was just in the space. And that's my plane, I think, flying off to join the other airplanes in the sky. I don't know, that was like amazing. So these are other planes just kind of flying about in this installation in the museum. And there's some kids excited and that kind of stuff, right? I guess you could have also drawn other flying things like butterflies and birds and so on, right? And that's my plane coming in. So I kind of want to, I want to recreate that. So to, okay, like last time, I'm going to start with my prompt. Um, uh, Give me a prompt, PRD, which is a product requirements document for web-based game where I can upload a drawing of an airplane or even draw it on a canvas website. I'll be able to add that plane set of other planes which taxi, fly, and soar through the sky. So there's nothing there really. Let me see what this gives me. In the meantime, so while that's happening, I'm gonna go over to my other project. So this other one, I can tell you I'm using Jules, and I wanted to sort of help me describe, define an environment. Right. Copy that. So in the other one, which I'm not ready to show yet. I'm going to get some instructions, and tried a version of it before, but it wasn't working. So try this. Right, so while that's doing that, see what it says. Draw and fly. I'm calling it light fancy. Right, so while that's changing that simple thing up, um, it's actually So you change that name. Flight Fancy is a web-based sandbox where users can create, bring their airplane drawings to life. I can draw a plane from scratch or upload one. Once created, I like that. I didn't think about that nice language. Persistent ambient worldwide runs a fleet of other user created aircraft. Watch their creation and taxi, take off and fly. All right. That's essentially it. Um, let's see. So it gives me user stories. It gives this kind of scene. I'm good at this. So I'm gonna copy this and head over to Bolt. So Bolt this time, new chat. Paste. Okay, while Bolt is doing that, I'm back on my other screen talking to Jules. I'm essentially telling Jules I did a clone of our library. It was struggling to clone. Now to follow README. So this is a separate project on the side here that I'm actually doing another hackathon with a friend on. But while I'm talking to one agent about it, I've got another agent here that's both building things out. I think that is it's where the world is going. Right? So one agent is still working. The other tells me I made a plan. See if you can figure it out. I'm wearing my pan is my rocket ship jersey. I may make that game at some point as well. I already made that one. That one is I haven't played it in a long time. So while this is loading up, log that this is this game that I built with my daughter a while ago, but I haven't actually used it in a long time. Does it even work? Come back to that later. All right, so this is still building. We might prompt us too complex, so it's finishing out those files. I looked across here, both is showing me my menu here. I've been trying that. This idea of sketch and fly, upload and fly for a while. So you'll see how this goes. Usually my first output of prompts, I don't really expect a lot. I don't expect it to work that well. Expect it to be broken in some way. Um, and we've missed something. At least I saw 2 nights ago, like it was broken around the use of the AI model, and it was easy to fix just to find the actual name of the model. For this one, I am curious to see how we could do some of the fun things they want you to do in this hackathon. All right. So what's both saying? I've created a comprehensive and beautiful implementation of Flights of Fancy. The application features a seamless flow the experience starts with an inviting homepage. It certainly is. Um, once plane is created. All right, let's see. Let's try drawing a plane. I did not expect this to be all the stuff you can draw. It's pretty cool. This is a horrible plane. Let's try this again. Can I clear? Let's go back. Let's draw a plane again. Um, did not mean for my plane to look this way. I'm sure this does not really matter. God, one more time. Maybe the fact that it's so hard to draw is a sign that you need to work on drawing. All right, that's my plane. Oh, there is a clear button. Can I? Why is this? Don't know why, but I can't get my full screen. Um, Fill. Don't know what that is. Full screen, entire screen. All right. My menu is doing a weird thing. Anyway, uh, clear. I'm glad I found the clear button. Let's try this again. It is doing its own thing. That's my plane. All right, fly. I think I forgot to say, now this is not horrible, but based on my expectation over here, you can tell I have a lot of work to do. All right, but notice we went from prompt to flying in like one prompt. Plane is flying. The plane has no controls. Um, what's your plane? So if I were to go back here and draw another plane, maybe a circular one, and put some weird wings, so not aerodynamic at all, and then fly. This is not what I expected at all, but this is giving me some joy. All right, I'm gonna stay in this 2D world for a bit. Um, extract. I wanted to. It needs the planes are still in the rectangles and given a drawing. Extract the plane from the rectangle. You know, as I see this, I want to be able to control the planes, of course. So you should be able to click on a plane. This is easily going to become like something with shooting. Because and if planes fly into each other, then it should crash. This is this is this is fun. I've forgotten the other thing I was hacking already. Let me go see what Jules is doing. Jules says, so some of that stuff I'm trying to do is pretty hard on this side. All right, so what do we have here? I just figured out what I wanted. The planes are being drawn on their rectangular backgrounds. Need to improve the image processing. I'm going to now, for my own sake, include me to also just pick from a gallery of pre-existing airplane designs. Now I know this, what I'm doing so far, is nothing like this. These are 3D planes. So maybe I should have specified that in my PRD. Because that's a slightly big jump. But I like this. Like I can see my kids playing with this. It'd be cool if you can actually control the planes from like a phone. Like what if you could use WebSockets to jump onto this to launch a plane, kind of access a plane and fly the plane using a controller, which is a phone in your hand. Wow, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get back to this idea because this idea has legs. Oh, it has wings. You know, my other idea is struggling. Idea of controlling it is pretty cool. Hmm. And it seems to have remembered that I have planes flying in the sky. I also need to be able to ground everything. Those guys just flying. This reminds me of something I saw. Yeah, this reminds me of but if you had planes moving autonomous, maybe the planes could do other things. Gosh, he's busy. All right, all right. Choose. Nice. Select and fly. There you go. Now he's clearly flying in the wrong direction. Flying the wrong way. That's not the way a helicopter flies, sir. Nevertheless, this is vibes. No. Oh, I like that controlling idea a lot. Make it so that if you click on a plane, you can control it with the keyboard. I know I want to go to phones and web sockets, but for now, I wouldn't mind doing this first. The keyboard, as I play one with ASDF, it's AWSD, yeah, AWSD, or here two will be arrow keys. This is vibes. Right, in the meantime, my other guy is committing. Hmm. Right, while that's doing that, I have my other guy in the back doing his own work. Uh, I probably could have another thing running. Like I could be fixing the other thing while this is going on. All right, what do we do? Add interactive controls. Add some movement stuff. Well, let's see what we have. If I click on this guy, click on a plane. All right. Click, can I click this one before you? All right, I got you. Yeah, it's not letting me click. It says to controlled. Boom. Click that guy. Up. These controls aren't making any sense to me. It says one control. I can't tell. And play being controls. For controlled planes, add temporary contrails. The last thing I'm going to do is explore that sockets thing. what's going on there. Could add some debug activity so that when I'm controlling the plane, click on any plane, take control, fight yourself. All right. Right. Let me see this up the top. This thing insists on flying by planes the wrong way. So if I click on it, yeah, you really can't tell if he's being controlled. And if he is, can I plan to take control? And it says look for contrails. Yeah, I don't see any contrails. Oh, let's come over here. If I'm double, yeah, first, well, then I attempt to click on airplanes. They don't seem to be selected. Let it hover once. All right, so do that. Let's see, what did my all right? So this idea of just having things cooking, it feels more like that now. That's a really interesting image of you're cooking multiple things at the same time. Now, that's not real. I don't think that's how it is in the real world, but for now, I could easily have multiple browser windows open with different agents, especially if you have this kind of a kind of waiting where one thing is cooking, the next thing you could be paying attention to. I'm using it for this hackathon, and these are games Um, Curious to see what happens in the real world. Watch your fleet. So I'm clearly selecting. Am I supposed to be doing something while I'm selecting? It says one is controlled. Yeah, something is wrong with my control. Something a trick I learned last time I was doing this is not last time, but some previous time. Add before I was there. Add debug window. Help me track that. So no, it's one. I'll hold the airplane to slow them down. I know the movement is just not pronounced, but if it was selecting properly, it should be showing those contrails. Refresh this. That's my plane. I'm sticking with it. Oh wow. How about all right, so that's my controlling behavior. I'm going to pause soon because I'm tired. I think when I come back to this, I need to figure out this controlling. I could just jump into the code and see what happens. Don't want to, but I could on click, for example. Let me see what click behavior or hover behavior. There's a hover glow effect. That stuff isn't happening. Debug. So right, it says take control of plane. Canvas and that. Take control of another plane. You see, it says release control. Hovering over plane. Hovering over plane. Install planes to control of plane. I wonder what's going on with key press. Key press. It's taking a while to load. Sky scene. Right, so it what does it do? Handle key down, it doesn't. Is there something else happening here? I wonder if it's see this guy here. Right, look, it's supposed to handle acceleration. Same thing here. Player one controls. Might not just be seeing this. Clear this. Clear that guy. So you see this hover, hovering over. Call that guy, right? Call this guy. Control to control of plane, right? WW. To control plane F whatever. F76. Just getting my keys pressed. All right. I'm gonna pause this because I'm tired. But control planes hover in place when not moving. Like that. Clear this. Hover plane. Really, when I hover over plane, it doesn't turn on. Hovering over a plane should stop it. Be very clear about that. And my other agent is thinking what the problem. You know, if you change that landscape, and you made this like birds in a forest, that'd be cool. Or people in a city. I like the birds in the forest. I like the land and trees. It's kind of cool actually. And the scenes change. Wow. All right. Once this new hover intervention works, then I'm gonna call it a night for the minute. He's saying took control of planes, but we don't see it. I feel like we should say when you take control of a plane, you should say which player has the plane. And you should show like a P1, P2 on it. So I hover, it doesn't stop. So hovering does not stop them. But you know you're hovering because of your debug screen. There it is. So first off, let's say that. Oh, yeah. All right, so let's take a look at our code. Cool. Hmm. We found a good plane. Stop having a good plane. Found a good plane. Plane ID equal plane ID. Set ID. Pointer. Add debug event. You handle moving planes. Where do you handle moving planes? So you have a thing called hover friction. One more time before I call it an evening. Yeah, that we can. I'll come back to that. All right, I'm gonna call it an evening. We have planes flying. We have all kinds of designs, but I need to spend some time on the controls, which might mean me digging up in the code, which I'm not gonna do right now. But I like how this gave me ideas for what we could do next or do differently. I don't know if I'll come to my original goal, but that's all right. I think this is fun. I'm gonna show this to my kids tomorrow. Uh, Hopefully, it should be working, and we'll see how they behave.